Brood is available if DC want to go for something spicy like that, nice and early, but they say we'll play the
Radiant
Alchemist.
team pick.
This has been largely a game losing hero.
Yeah, like, DC have just lost with this hero.
Yeah, let's get some stats. I'm curious. Not only for DC, but I'm actually kind of curious in general what the hero's win rate is, because I feel like it can't actually be that high. Unless the games that we've been casting are just all aberrations.
Well, let's take a look here.
Dire team pick.
That is not even close to correct.
Well,
There is no way that DC have only played one game with this. I feel like I've seen UR play it at least twice.
can we get a real statsman on the case, Greg?
Dire
Tough
team
out here,
ban.
LD. Alright, I can definitely tell you how good Doom is. That's one thing that even I am capable of.
We're trying to use that DotA here. So no, I'm gonna grab the TA for a tune. Nice pickup.
61%.
61% win rate. And this is a hero that is getting like first phase picked or banned almost every game.
Yep.
So it's a hero that teams, when they allow it through, are giving it away for a trade or
seconds remaining.
trying their best to hard counter pick him. And he's still 61%. That's pretty insane.
Plus some
Radiant team ban.
reinforcements here. Need
Mob
some
packs,
information.
please, to the rescue!
I mean, when I try to use that Dota, it just does not work, so...
It hates you, Greg.
10 seconds
So,
remaining.
they get the Attune T8. They're gonna ban Centaur. Now, this is something Winter
5
has often
seconds
talked about,
remaining.
and that I saw firsthand when Doom was actually being picked a lot in the past, was that
Reserve
Stampede is a
time.
great counter to Doom, because unlike a lot of the other things that are in theory good against it, Stampede has a really low cooldown, so you always have Stampede up to whenever Doom is up, unless you've wasted it on something else.
Yeah, as soon as your teammate gets doomed, you just hit the R button, and then hopefully everyone runs away, and then you heal him a little bit somehow, and he lives.
You imagine if you get the Ags, you even reduce the damage that those heroes are taking, so... I definitely like the
Radiant
Centaur
team
ban.
pick.
Not sure if it's actually something DC would have gone for, but it also serves as nice setup for the Ice Blast, so... All across the board, a good choice. Now, as for DC, they try to ban the roaming supports, the Night Stalker,
team
the
pick.
Bounty Hunter, but that still leaves Tusk available, potentially for Unknown, something they love to run. And... we'll see what they want to grab here going into phase number 2. You can try to stop Unknown from roaming on your mid, but I feel like they still find a way to do it no matter what.
Alright, well, unfortunately we're not going to get any better stats, because either unticketed games or unparsed data, but I feel like Digital Chaos... Their one
10
game that is on
seconds
record, they
remaining.
lost with Alchemist, but I feel like I've seen a couple, and I think they've lost.
It's not just DC,
5
it's
seconds
Alchemist in
remaining.
general, honestly. Like, Alchemist in general has just been so underwhelming as of late. I
Reserve
mean, maybe
time.
that's just because teams have gotten better at figuring him out, or teams aren't running him well. He's got a 55% win rate, but I feel like every game that we've cast lately, he's been game-losing hero.
I think people have figured out that, you know, if you control the runes, control, you know, the stacks, then he's pretty mediocre.
What are his last 10 games looking like? 1, 2, 3,
If you look
4.
at the last 10,
He's 4 and 6 in his last 10
Yeah.
games across all regions. Small sample size. All right, DC
10
pick number
seconds
4. They got the
remaining.
Spirit Breaker. I do like Buryu on this hero. We've talked a lot about it. Seems like he's just more comfortable in that
5
role.
seconds remaining.
And they'll be looking for their.
Reserve time.
Is it Yawar that plays the Alk for them, or do they switch TC over to the mid lane when they grab this?
you are. Well,
Okay.
in the past it was you are, but
So as far as Yawar, so it is Yawar then. Okay, I was gonna say things like Queen of Pain still out there. If they wanted to run a safe lane Alk, which we don't really ever see, Wind Ranger's so available.
my biggest problem with you are and Alk is it just does not feel like a you are hero at all.
He definitely feels like he wants to be fighting in the mid
Yeah,
game.
playmaking, fighting. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if they rotated TC or something, or did something a little bit different to give you a hero he's more comfortable on. I also second pick the AA, which when you pick the Alchemist, AA is one of the best heroes against it. So
Well, this is generally where you look for an Ags hero. Razor a hero that can be fed in
Dire
early
team
Ags.
pretty good. Not
A less conventional one, but someone who can also dominate a TA, so maybe they do switch lanes.
I think that'd be interesting, and
Also good against Doom. Razor's not... I mean, he's not bad against Doom. And if you get off your... You static link and pop your ult, it doesn't really matter if you're doomed. Those things still
Radiant team
persist.
ban.
So. Unknown will grab the Storm though, and this
has been a hero that they've gone back and done this a couple times.
I think you banned Silencer here. Silencer's dirty with Storm Doom. If they're worried about if Unknown feel like they can get away with it for the mid game.
So I guess most likely, well, almost no matter what, basically this is going to be an offlane Doom in some capacity.
It's definitely an offlane.
But the question is, do they stay playing the Storm or do they stay playing PA?
And does Unknown ban Brood Mama this time? They have much better heroes to hunt a Brood. I don't feel it's as essential, but it's still Mother.
Still very annoying to play against.
And Storm's also decent against Spider Lane, so Unknown may... No, they're just... They're like, yeah. Oh, that may be true. No, fuck it. Ban in the Brood.
Radiant
No more Brood. I mean, even if you have the tools to play against that hero, it's still very annoying sometimes, and you have to dedicate a lot to it, and it can really wreck your overall game plan when you're spending that much time trying to do something that specific, so...
The other thing is that Alchemist had a really low win rate in NA, or in America specifically during the qualifiers. I think in Europe he was 9-2 or something. He had a good win rate in Europe. He had a terrible win rate in the Americas region. That was the other thing that comes to mind.
He sure did.
3-9.
25%.
3-9. 25% win rate.
Maybe Ag's greed is just
DC going with the Enchantress this time around. Interesting.
And this is going to be an off lane for Bulba.
So it's the Alch mid, the Razor safe lane, the Enchantress off lane for Bulba.
They just beat Enchantress with a Doom.
And there's a lot of nuke damage as well. There's Storm.
I don't get why you'd pick Enchantress against the hero that it just lost against.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe they have a different idea for Ench.
I'm not inspired.
Even with TA, she doesn't do a bunch of small auto attacks. She does one big bursty meld shot that drops your HP by half off the bat.
Not seem like a great Enchantress game, but I also doubted the Enchantress the last time DC picked it, and it was one of the only games they won, so...
It's a fair point.
See if it works a little bit better.
Lich gonna have your mana.
Man, then they just picked
the Lich Doom dual lane, so...
Lich will wreck Enchantress.
Well, I think Lich is gonna be with the Doom lane. He can move though, like he can just rotate depending on how the lanes are going. And yeah, of course you've got the Froststormer.
So they are going to put TC in Elk. I think that makes a lot more sense. It's not a UR hero. He did not play well on it.
So TC mid, Razor safe lane for UR? We'll see. I guess they could run safe lane Alk and put the Razor mid. Bit of a better... I mean, Alk's not even that bad against TA because the acid spray. So
yeah, he's fine.
I think
you want to have mid just so you have access to both bounty rings.
I think it's Alk mid, but... DC do occasionally switch up TC and UR's lanes.
Yeah, I am on board with that.
10 seconds remaining.
And since I requested reinforcements from Mopax, he has given them anyway. If you play both Tusk and Doom, your chances of winning are fairly good, as it is 13-6 so far. But OP heroes are OP is really the solution to that one.
Yep, I would agree. The brilliant insights from Mopax, as always. Thank you, buddy. So here we go. Teams already getting into position now. Deciding game 3. Losing team down to the lower bracket here. In Summit America's action. And Z-Talk with the all chat.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was talking to Gods about this, and he thinks that it's an intentional strategy by a lot of teams to just all chat. And even to BM DC at time because they're trying to exploit their...
Tiltability.
Their tiltability, exactly.
And then that one.
Well, in this case, they're being relatively nice. You know, we saw it in the qualifiers, but as they're about to win, a couple last parting shots and comments about lag, implying, yeah, we're laggy like crazy. We still beat you.
Dumpstered you. Get wrecked.
Well, who knows for sure? We're not in the unknown war room, but definitely seems like a possibility. Bubba. Bobo. I think this is Z-Talk's best hero, personally, though. He's a really good Tusk, so I'm always worried whenever I see it. I don't know, I haven't seen them run Bounty Hunter, but I feel like maybe you ban the Tusk over the Bounty. This is this team.
Alright, well, Bulba just BM'd in Spanish. Not sure what he said, but that's a lot of XDs.
The battle.
I don't know what
Are you sure that's Spanish?
It's, sorry, it's Portuguese. Or, no, it's Spanish.
Alright, producer Rob.
Spanish.
We want translations.
Added job description, translator.
Nice memes.
2 LDs. God damn it. I can't even spam in the game.
Alright. Here we go. Toon gonna be on the TA.
Yeah, and they did get the bounty rune for TC.
Ah, yeah. Lost track of that with all
Yeah,
the
you can see his towering network.
jabber.
Disgusting.
Yeah, look at the alchemist bar.
Fair and balanced.
See, off to a nice start here mid as well. Getting those 2 early creeps. Not too shabby against the TA. He opted for boots first though. Did not go into the quick bottle. A little bit more of a... honestly, I don't think you really need the bottle, at least like, I kind of prefer this build.
Yeah, I think when you get that, I definitely agree with you. I think you can wait on the bottle. I think something else first is better. Boots in this case is fine.
Charge comes in top. They're going to make their go off the bat onto Kataro. Quick charge. No points in the greater bash just yet. So only a little bit of harassment. That means they leave Yuar bottom. Against the dual lane. They have a stomp creep. There is kill potential level 2 here. Yuar needs to be careful. And farm up those boots before that moment emerges. As Bulba begins to dive Hoshimiki. Going under the tower. Deep pressure applied. This is forcing Kataro to tank a lot of creeps. And meanwhile, TC just muscling up mid lane. Confident movements early on, and now they make their go. Charge comes through, but the Remnant spam is going to be here. Might be able to turn this one around. Bulba walks into the Remnant, takes a lot of damage, starts healing. Continuous Remnant spam, but now he's out of mana. And Kotaro in danger, almost finishing off Bulba. First blood goes the way of DC, but the trade is quickly there, 1 for 1. They force out the Tusk TP. There is no charge. It might be a 2 for 1. And with that, Unknown, it will be a 2 for 1, equalizing things and getting a lot of levels for their supports. But good news is that do kill off the Storm, and on the side of Unknown, they're forced to rotate, so a little more space here for your Razor safe lane.
Yep, and mid lane is actually going fairly well for UR, considering that some players have definitely struggled with this matchup just because of the strength of Acid Spray. So it looks like he's doing just fine so far.
TC, you mean?
Yeah, or sorry, yeah, TC. Not
So
UR.
used to seeing UR mid as well. I didn't even think about it for a second. Uh-oh. TC in a bit of danger here. They've got the snowball, the shards available as well. He's rolling for it and sucks in the TA. Quick grab and TC down.
Breaker's coming in, but I think it's going to be a bit too late. Not sure.
Z-Talk just does,
she can do
he
here.
just does work on this hero. Rotates top, cleans up and gets a second kill. Rotates mid, gets another kill. And of course, they did drop a sentry earlier, so they knew there was no Radiant Ward unless there's something like up in this area, but... Actually, now a ward gets planted. Unfortunately, not there in time.
Bot lane, you are securing his farm pretty well. Considering he's been getting... not really dual laned, I guess, but he's been getting harassed.
He does... Oh, he does have boots now. Okay. I'm gonna say they might go for him, but... Not an easy kill when he's got boots. UI, meanwhile, doing the pull through. So he gets up to level 3. Very efficient play. Playing AUI strength. If he's not forced to fight early, you can just focus on the jungle game. To do extremely well.
Up top lane, Bulba, beyond that first death, is doing pretty well for himself. I was trying to remember what items he built last time that he played this, but I don't really remember. Ags, I mean, I think pretty much always you just get 1 or 2 items. You get, like, you know, your full boots, build 1 item, and then you get Ags. Drums, I think, is usually the most normal item, just to give you a little bit of extra HP, because you do not have a lot of durability. You want to build up that HP to protect yourself against those strong nukes.
Look at this. Charge towards the top rune. TA already level 6. PC only level 4. I know he got the last bounty rune, but he's really far ahead. Just 9 denies, I guess. The Alka's been spending a lot of time chasing after runes and not getting them. Has he been stacking?
It was 1 stack.
Triple stack there.
Oh, nice little camp there.
The Toon is really wrecking. 27 and 10.
D-Talk is looking to create a little bit more space
Radiant's courier
in the
has
mid lane
been
as
killed.
well, and they snagged the Courier. The Radiant Courier.
Huh. Did it die at the tower?
Weird place for the Radiant Courier to be.
I didn't actually see what killed it.
I don't either. No clue.
I think it was out of tower range, but maybe it took some shots on the way in.
Yeah, if it was flying away.
Uh-oh. Kataro, you're in pretty far, my friend. There's no mana for a charge. Bulba almost able to solo kill him. Constantly auto-attacking, even with the 6 armor on Storm, just slowly but surely being brought down. And meanwhile, you are also getting aggressive. So these 2 side lanes, the struggle continues. for Unknown. Really, only the mid lane going well right now. But boy, is it going well. 34 CS at 5.5 minutes.
And if you, I mean, I guess if you had to pick hero to do well, it'd probably be the TA. He's a little bit worse at coming back, but beyond the stacks. And Yawar just looking like he steals some damage and smacks down Z-Talk.
Tusk gets killed off. Yawar, I think, still had the plus damage when that happened.
Yep.
Like a truck.
Now the nuke's starting to get leveled up for the Lich. He also does have an early point in Frost Armor. This has gotten a lot more common, but a lot of the offlaners that we're seeing have a little bit more right-click or higher range. So we've seen Frost Armor against Prophet, now we're seeing it against Enchantress. Just gives your carry and your support a little bit of extra durability when they're trying to fend them off.
So a difference now in the TA gameplay as well. Last game we saw... or sorry, game 1 it was, where the Ancients were constantly warded by Unknown, and they really shut down the TA, but these have not been warded, so DC are allowing Attune to get further ahead.
Yeah, and that big stack of Ancients is what let you quickly get that Desolator's Bulba gets initiated on the top lane, but yeah, that's what happens when you try to right-click an Enchantress.
See. Quick moment for a pause here.
Be back underway shortly.
So one thing that was interesting is, they actually stacked this camp on the Tusk did. And normally, like, why is he stacking for the enemy? But he's just looking for a better creep for the Doom, I think. But not get an Alpha Wolf, though. Only got a Mud Golem, which is...
Still okay.
It's okay. I think it's better than Centaur in general.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the mana cost.
But for sure.
Plus you get to split.
Plus at the end,
cute little golems.
Little Doomlings.
Little useless things. No, Doomling's the courier, dude.
Yeah, I know, but that's what we just call them.
Golemlings.
They're small. But yeah, but they look like Doom.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, how so?
When they're literally small Dooms. When they split.
Okay. They always died so fast. I never really
in their last game. That happened once. They even have the cosmetic.
They died in like
They have the same
3
cosmetics
seconds.
and everything.
They died in like 3 seconds.
Just a little version of Doom. I wonder if they remember to code that.
So do they use the courier model for them?
No. I just call them that. Like it's literally just a smaller version of your hero.
Okay.
And they're called like Doom Golems or Doom Shards or something.
Gotcha.
Like that.
I never noticed because they always just die right away.
Yeah. So my question is, the first time that they brought that feature into the game, do you think they remembered code in the Doom interaction? I feel like that's something you would forget.
Probably not. Seems like an obscure mechanic that would be quickly forgotten.
Yeah.
Damn!
God, what? 2 clicked. Jesus.
What a hero.
Half her HP is gone.
And nobody can really punish this Enchantress in the laning stage. So Bulba going up in CS. 3 of the top 4 farmers are on the Radiant side. TA, Attune, having the easiest possible time. Now TC off to the jungle. He is not going for the Radiance rush now. Gets treads. Grabs the Sage's Mask. Looks like a medallion may be the choice is Ryok. Busy stacking. He wants an Alpha Wolf and he's gonna get it. Nom 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 nom. Delicious.
There now becomes the Reign of Doom where you just hit the W button and start killing heroes.
He's gonna go Midas though, it looks like. Maybe. I mean maybe treads, but normally not the Doom boots.
I think it's probably fine. He's getting decent farm.
I'm a little worried about how well TA is doing mid.
TA is,
if I'm
I
DC.
think, gonna take over this game. Alk is below the TA in net worth, and still has the stack of Ancients.
Doing TA things, going to stack the Ancients now, like you said. Maybe gonna... Oh, are they gonna smoke? They do not have a smoke. Oh, it's coming on the courier. No?
Nope.
Still want. Okay, just wanted to say hi. I'll have the support stack so that TA doesn't have to miss any creeps. But I just can't help but keep on watching this top lane where there's just no ability to harass Bulba whatsoever.
Yeah, he's... I mean... has a lot of these occasional unconventional picks, and over the years I feel like he's continually had these, and this is definitely one of them, and when it works pretty well. In this game, for now it's working. Later he is going to have to deal with Doom. He's going to have to deal with a TA that can potentially take away more than half his HP in one hit.
Uh-oh, they found Tusk, but Tusk has a little friend. Her name's the Templar Assassin, and she's chasing. AI jukes into the trees. And they bring in the backup acid spray on cooldown though, so they're not going to have that damage over time. This allows the TA to walk in onto Buryu and finish him off quickly. Turning, perhaps, trying to find the Ancient Apparition. Doesn't seem like they will, and the Tusk also going to drop. So 1 for 1, TA collects a kill. To me, it's Yeah, Razor getting a kill is slightly annoying, but giving TA kills is very scary.
Yeah, I mean, TA is almost at the first
Radiant's
Desolator
bottom
component.
tower is under attack.
She's very farmed.
And they did get the triple stack.
But she takes the
Actually,
stack,
sorry, that's a
this is gonna
quad
get-
stack, right?
This is gonna
It's
get
a
ugly.
quad
I think
stack.
it's hard to tell, but
I see two big beefy boys. So yeah, that's a nice little quad stack for your Templar Assassin. Time to go farm it.
there was a charge there for a bit, but canceled by bo3, and now it's time. Down the stack.
No Radiant Vision. Again, this is something that DC was not allowed to do in
Yeah,
Game
I'm
1.
surprised that they let them get away with this. Feels to me like, I mean, everyone does this now. You know they're gonna do it.
Spearbreaker's a pretty good support for shutting this down as well, because he's so tanky that he can at least get up the hill and drop a ward. Not to say Unknown wouldn't deward, and of course that's definitely possible, but not even trying to.
They didn't even attempt to shut down the TA, and as a result, he's gonna have a Desolator here very shortly.
Okay, so TC is going Radiance. You just stopped off for Treads, get a casual Sage's Mask, but now up to 2,900 gold, so looks like it is going to be Radiance.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Traditional build for Alec, and with TC playing it this time, I think it makes sense, and it's another stack, god.
This is dirty. TA is even with Alk, by the way. That's
and
crazy. And he's going Greed Max.
Halfway already to the second Mithril Hammer for Desolator.
Oh, Z-Talk wanted to get Ryo and snowball him over the shard, but the charge comes now. Doom used on bo3. Interesting target. Now Chain Frost, yeah, stuck on that.
Nice.
Oh, poor guy.
Convincingly killed after 2 ultis. Rain down.
We got
upon
the
him.
Spirit Breaker,
Yeah,
guys.
got him.
Meanwhile, bottom tower was taken down. You are being given an empty lane, basically, but I feel they're gonna have a TA problem.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a TA problem as well. This guy is just reigning supreme, nearly in terms of farm, and he's just gonna do so much damage. I mean, the AA is gonna die instantly. The Razor is gonna get killed pretty quickly, I think. Even if he.
And I'm curious to see how good is the Enchantress even gonna be. Oh, Z-Talk!
Radiant's bottom tower is
Almost
under
caught
attack.
there. The charge from bo3 is coming. He's committing for it. He's got the backup of Yawar here. There is a snowball available. Can he get up? No, but now Yawar getting chunked down by the TA. And that is before items start coming out for
He
this
actually
fella.
has a Desolator at like 12 minutes. He's gonna kill his stack and have a Desolator.
And they could go rush. They have Frost Armor. This is easy.
Disgusting.
I really think you
TA
have
is
to
just gonna
pressure.
take over the game.
Yeah. I do think you have to pressure the Ancients more, but
The other
I've
thing-
seen so many teams try to do that and still be unable to stop her, so it's never...
Yeah.
You send 3-4 heroes in, all of a sudden you give up kills and they still get the Ancient, so it's never easy.
My biggest problem with letting the TA get farmed like this is that they don't have a hero like Doom to like, you know, basically win the game for them in these fights. Like they don't have any way to shut down the TA. And she's gonna get super over farmed.
That's a 12-minute Deso, like
Yeah,
you said.
that's
Radiant's
insane.
bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder what the fastest Deso timing,
That
with
has to
this
be-
build as well, because he went Treads and completed the wand
Yeah,
first.
that has to be up there.
Oh, hey. Hey, what a time for this rune. More Ancient
My
farming.
God. He's just gonna start running against some people now.
The best part is now the supports get the lanes. SR forever. Well, not a support, but Kataro's going to take over mid. Ryok can stay bottom, and top lane will be given to the Tusk, who does need his level 6. Won't be surprised to see this Templar Assassin rotate towards that lane. Maybe goes home to heal, and then makes a TP.
Yeah, but with this haste rune, someone's gonna die.
And now they have a ward, but the damage is already done.
Too late. We missed it.
Chain Frost, the bounce, and balling forward onto TC. Chemical Rage on cooldown. He's very close to Radiance. What a time to get a kill. Maybe punished on the way up. Kataro, a little bit of a misstep there, but able to jump and dodge. Now the Lich is going to tank something. They may lose both heroes to Bulba. Been asked to do the lion's share of the heavy lifting, but TA has arrived. First shot, Bulba. Nice untouchable. It is enough to prevent follow-up attack. And it will be enough to save his life. But you can see
Look at that.
just how scared
Under attack.
he is for you, though.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
Yep. That just happened.
Well, as the haste rune.
It's going to wear
still
off
running
soon,
on
though.
my
AUI.
Oh, God. Casual right click taking away your quarter review.
Because see, that's the thing. Well, and the other thing is that eventually Tay's going to get a BKB. And at that point, your untouchable is useless anyway, so... To me, it's very much a mid-game window where the Enchantress can even hold her own against TA.
I mean, to me,
Unless she gets a Hex. Then maybe you can go later.
to me, the weirdest thing about DC in this game is that they didn't learn their lesson against the TA. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to say that that the TA basically won Unknown a ton of games in the Frankfurt Major.
Oh, yeah.
Especially against DC. and still they don't have a good answer to it. Like, I don't know. But some information from our producer. This is the 4th fastest Desolator in all patches. Is that also for all heroes? Wow. So all heroes, all patches, 4th fastest.
Is it the fastest for TA, Rob? I'm not sure if we can find that data, but that would be extremely interesting. And the other thing to bear in mind is that was not really a Deso rush.
Yeah, he didn't rush it. He just got so much farm. Like, that's a normal.
He got shreds and a 1B plus the great band that he started with.
That's a dead doom. 3rd fastest for TA.
So I mean, I think it's pretty telling that 3 of the top 4 Deso rushes are TA.
Who else really rushes Desolator? Like Weaver, maybe?
Yeah, I guess everyone else who does is squishy, so they have to get other items first. Yeah, okay, that's maybe not that telling. Still very fast, though.
Yeah, still fast and still
ahead of net worth,
clicking down some heroes.
Ahead of the Alchemist in terms of net worth.
Yeah, has the Blink Dagger! God! 2 minutes later.
Team is terrifying. I feel like one of these 2 carry players is just always going off. Not both.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then you've got Ryo, who occasionally has his just monster games, as like the off-lane clock we saw last time around. I really think Unknown could make a run.
Yeah, they're actually, and I think they're really good.
I think they're top 8 material if they play their best. Now, granted, they're a little cocky, and some of those mistakes that they make can be punished by better teams, but I also feel like on the big stage against better teams that they're likely to play a little more disciplined. Z-Talk might get caught top lane though. Ice Blast gonna connect, and that's the death of the Tusk. So, Unknown now look to their TA to be the big damage during the mid game, as they have been slightly slowed down on some of these other heroes.
Storm is going to be going for a Bloodstone first, and this is Unknown is really the only team that I can think of that's still consistently picking Storm, but they only pick it now in games where they think it can do a lot of work, and there's not a ton of control for the Storm in this game, so I think this is definitely one where if he gets that Bloodstone, gets a couple charges on it, he's going to be able to run amok in fights and pretty much do whatever he wants.
If he ever gets the Lincoln Sphere, he's almost immortal, barring he wastes all his mana or something like that. Easy Roshan for Unknown. They will give up a tier 1 for this top, so a bit of a trade going the way of DC, but your Templar Assassin now back on top of net worth, still there with the Alchemist.
Bottom tower is under attack.
16 minutes and she has the same farm as a Max Breevil's Greed Radiant Alchemist.
Who got a couple bounty runes, not a ton, but a couple.
See what Unknown can
Ancients
do now.
are pretty valuable, man.
I mean, now that they have the Aegis, and they have the Blink Dagger, and they have the Desolator, you have to imagine they're going to be looking to play more aggressively.
Yeah, I would expect to see some smoke ganks relatively soon. You don't want this to just be an endless farm war versus Alk. If possible, at least do a little bit to slow him down.
Tower is under attack.
But we will see.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As Unknown move through their own jungle, rolling onto TC. Jumping forward, your TA, bam! Now the Chain Frost comes out, and that used to be an Alchemist. Denderites, they don't even have a need to cast the Doom here, who is now going to complete his drums. Unknown.
Radiant's bottom tower is
just
under
crushing.
attack.
Yeah, this is when Unknown played their best, when they get this early advantage on a couple heroes and then just start playing extremely aggressively, and Bloodstone is done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think there's I think DC are just going to lose to these scores.
I thought he was struggling in the laning stage. He was pretty far down on Bulba, but you wouldn't know it now, and that's the one issue with the core Enchantress for me, is that you have a good lane, but you have to just dominate from there, or you're gonna fall off in terms of net worth. Bulba did his job in lane, he's even 3-1 and 2, but you just look at the CS department, it doesn't compare. 59 CS to 120 on the TA, 103 on the Storm. Hell, even the Doom up 86. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you do need to go Midas on Enchantress.
Seems like you might have to.
He's got a little cardi, very cute stuff.
Good. For his own personal tower killer.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We were joking that if Doom devours Cardi, he should gain siege capabilities. That would be pretty.
I'm on board.
That would be pretty silly.
I mean, might as well just make him more broken, right? Make it so no team ever lets him.
He gains a ranged attack that also does extra damage to buildings. Sounds like something that probably should be added for Doom, you know? This hero,
to make sure he's really.
This hero's not really.
He's really viable for tier 1, you know.
I miss seeing Doom, dude. You know, I need a little more of him in my life. Ice Blast trying to slow down the push, but the teams continue to trade. But
2 towers in like 35 seconds.
And now they're gonna make their move on the Bulba bottom lane. Enchantress in a bit of danger. Ice Blast was still going, but now the Blink Dagger is available. Blinking forward. very slow on the auto attack damage, but that's because the Storm's coming in, gets off the pole, and Bulba gets slowly withered down, though he's not dead yet. The long-range Walrus Punch, man, he's Stretch Armstrong here or something. But maybe they've overextended. Tia has the Aegis, comes back with a fresh life, but they're going to have another string available for round 2. They need more backup. The Chain Frost is also online, and they got to find a way to get this off of multiple heroes. Blinking and jumping forward into the trees, hunting for AO 2000, who gets off a beautiful Ice Blast. Nope, not beautiful at all, actually. Only hitting Ryo. Looks like it could have been amazing. They will lose the Doom, though. And now, TA on cleanup duty, but can't really deal with Bulba too well. 3 for 2 exchange. Karo makes it a 3 for 3. With the Aegis also popped, not too shabby. Bulba will TPY. He is quite hard to kill.
He is very hard to kill. But the thing is that the fight ends and one team is missing both their 1 and their 2, and one team is not. So still overall, I think an advantage.
Yeah, they lose. That's a good point. They lose the Alk, they lose the Razor. Sure, they get the Midas on Aoi, but these cores are dying a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean Aoi has a Midas, but he's just going to be getting 2-shot by it.
Oh, no, he's not. He's going to be hiding in the fountain. That's the long-term game plan for Aoi here.
Use Midas and then go hide.
No, I mean, oh wow, she's got a Deso. This is where she could potentially just one-shot Enchantress.
If you get like crit.
Yeah, then you don't care about the attack speed slow. You just get that first shot off.
I wonder if there's, I mean, I guess he's not going to get BKB, so he didn't buy it, but
he definitely could.
He definitely could have gotten BKB.
I just feel like this is a game where you're really snowballing.
You're so far ahead, and you're like, might as well just start one-shotting people. So he's going to go buy, I guess, a Demon Edge right now after he farms more Ancients.
Man, I really thought that Aoi Ice Blast was going to hit 3 or 4 heroes, but just...
They just split up. Alpha split.
It was good positioning, too, and it was also good play by Attune to try to hunt him in the trees, and, you know, there is... Well, it's either... It could be an MKB as well, because there's already a Halberd up. Actually, maybe MKB is the choice. Still, though, another damage item coming.
Yeah, regardless, it's an item that's going to make it easier for the TA to start one-shotting people.
Yeah, the Doom available. Trying to bait the Razor in. Already the charge coming through. We'll connect Ryo. Damage begins to be leached. The ultimate's already flowing from Razor, and Hoshimiki won't go down. Did not have a Chain Frost ready. But Karo, ooh! Going to that one. He's a bit low on mana. Is he going to actually chase here? Z-Talk also joining the fray. They get the Doom off. The Razor ults down. He's barely vulnerable, very squishy.
He is dead.
He has the Halberd, though, and the evasion's helping out a lot here. Until TI shows up and blasts his head off. Now Bulba trying to TP out. Level Death will cancel that. And off with your head, too, sir, is probably the call for you with a nice charge, but into the waiting arms of Attune God. Walrus Punch, and dead. I think Doom got a crit there on the auto attack.
Yeah, Unknown is just so savage, man. They just keep playing aggressively, keep pushing, putting the pressure on here, and
now the MKB.
Didn't
even have it for that fight. Jesus. He's still ahead in net worth of the Alchemist.
That makes no sense to me.
I'm baffled.
I guess he's just been killing.
He's been killing so many people. He also got a bunch of Ancients, which are worth more gold for creep.
Yeah.
PC. Getting pulled in here and focus. He may just die to. And he will die to a Lich in the Storm.
Not good.
I think,
not good, LD.
I think you're on point there, Chris.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that. It's not good. This game feels like it's going to become impossible.
I just don't feel the Alk picks right now.
I'm not feeling him either.
Maybe there's a different way to use them. I know Monkey Business was one of the big teams that had success with him, but... And I did not actually get to watch any of their games in the qualifiers, but yeah, with them it seemed more about getting the Ags for like a game-breakingly good hero, like the same way Secret did with the Venomancer.
Yeah.
Monkey Business would do with the Necrophos and just win the game by catching the team off guard. Chunking down Buryu as he dares to leave the base. Unknown in the driver's seat now at 23 minutes.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe like ban TA against Unknown, but he has like a couple really strong heroes. It's not just TA. His Shadow Fiend is really good.
They definitely could have tried to shut down the Ancients more.
Yeah, I think you need to actively, you know, even if you just put, I think even if you don't block it, you just try to block it. If they deward it, then you just try to steal it.
Or at least get vision so that you can
interrupt
try to gank. Or... Yeah, when she goes for it, but it was uncontested.
So instead, he's 8-0 with 16,000 net worth at 23 minutes. And his 2-shot and creep wave.
And I mean, it's not like Doom and Storm are struggling by any means. Storm almost has an Orchid.
Yeah, I just don't see how DC can really defend against this. They don't have enough control for, both the TA and the Storm. Plus, Doom is going to start coming down on Razor and Enchantress in fights, and then whichever one gets doomed is basically useless. Razor still had a little bit of utility in the last fight since he got his ulti off, but he gets doomed before that. Does the Doom have a blink dagger?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder at what point Unknown decide that they can just go high ground. And they've only one tower remains here outside the DC base. They're moving into position for a potential gank. In fact, the charge is going on to Z-Talk, but that, to me, is not the hero you want to be diving towers for.
No.
Not with TA, Doom, and Storm ready. That's the other thing. You get aggressive, TA and Storm come.
We're just gonna
You're not running. Like, you're really not escaping from these guys. I'm still waiting to see what TC's greater impact on the game will be. As he is going Octarine, so he's fully committing to the farm build.
Take him a while to really have an impact on this game, which means that maybe
He has 7 armor. So TA, she's got minus 15 armor, and she's got a DD rune plus a BKB now grabbed. So not gonna take the Ice Blast damage. Doesn't. I guess there's impetus. The one kind of nice thing here, but honestly, Bulba's just dying to this TA, not attacking. Storm jumping forward though, and will dodge away from a charge, but the Ice Blast connects with Z-Talk. TA might be getting into position now. Attune looks to move in. Retreat though, so when one of them dies, it's only a support. Not too shabby for Unknown.
Roshan is an option now for Unknown. I mean, they can do it so quickly that it doesn't take that much of an opening for them to really just sneak in there and kill it.
Maybe it doesn't take any opening, Greg.
Maybe it takes nothing. Maybe the TA just has it all.
Maybe TA just is entitled to a free Aegis at her leisure, at her pleasure, right now.
Appears like that's gonna be the case. I mean, look how much damage she has. God.
that shot right there, that meld shot, just to like 15% of Roshan's health. Yeah.
Look at how much damage that is. That's 400. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. They're going on Hoshimiki, or rather Hoshimiki's going on Yuar as he engages with a Glimmer Cape. Get him! Storm's ready to jump in. There's the big bad Shade Frost that doesn't do anything, but that's okay. Storm's arrived as well. They're gonna jump Yuar, pull him back in, wrangle him, and should be going down. He has the evasion, but not enough to live. Meanwhile, TA pop the BKB here if he wants to secure this Bulba kill, but feels he doesn't need it. Instead has a haste, continues to rush forward. Meld available, and well, Bulba actually surviving pretty well. Attune could have just BKB'd and gotten that kill easily, but seem not to. As Buryu will be the next casualty of war. 10 Bloodstone charges and counting for Katara.
I don't think that. I mean, this game is not unwinnable for DC, but
it's pretty
gonna take
freaking
a
hard.
long time because the Alk is now just got his Octarine, so I mean, I guess he just farms up an Ags now for the AA or the Enchantress.
Well, AA got a Midas and play Ghost Scepters. They're going high ground. We're talking about farming items.
10 minutes in the future, and
you talk about items.
It's like, oh, we're gonna end the game now.
Yeah. Toon breaches the base. He's got Kataro and Z-Talk at his side, and they get aggressive here. Bulba gonna try to zone people back with him, but a nice dodge. In fact, may pull Bulba, dragging him back. They glimmer the TA, who just continues hitting the racks. Really doesn't care. Range ranks dropping quickly. They're gonna have to let this go, it seems. In fact, jumps on the AOI. Ghost Scepter used. Get him out safely for now, but Yuar also needs to be careful. He's trapped a bit.
Bulba. Hero TA is.
Really is such a hero. No? Thinking about the Nether Strike? Or I'm looking to Remnant dodge that potential Nether Strike. It will chain down the TA, but has the BKB still. The Chain Frost also begins to bounce. The melee rack's nearly finished. Could BKB and can go hard in the paint. Blinks out, wants to run. Taking a lot of damage though. TA will go down. Did not finish the rack. Sloppy play here by Unknown.
Kind of wallowed.
Good catch as well by DC.
Alk also just got 1,000 gold extra for that kill.
They're not done yet. They're jumping onto Z-Talk. Caught out. Ice Blast. Will hit. That. Enough for the kill. He's the gem carrier. Pretty big deal if he dies.
Well, we'll see if he makes it out.
They have the charge. Level Death comes in trying to cancel it.
Now that the Shatter's gone, oh, Bulba's here now as well.
TA could buy back, but probably not worth it.
Storm's here. That's all they're gonna need, I think. Well, he has a lot of mana. How many Bloodstone charges at this point? 7.
Seven.
He's falling down a bit.
Looking for Bulba. They jump forward with the Doom, pulling Bulba back in into a Remnant, but he continues to heal. He's ever so tanking the level death, almost enough to get the kill, not quite though. And now re-engages with the impetuses, and we'll get Kitaro chain bashing him down. Ryo could be next. DC finding the pickoffs here and turning this game. Gets 4 heroes. Looks like Hoshimiki was the lone survivor through it all. Glimmer. No.
That's a step in the right direction for DC, but I think even winning that fight does not really, like, doesn't change that much in terms of where the game is at.
Could make things more interesting. Alk, AC building. Okay, Alk into the AC, you are into the Ags, so not gonna wait to be pulled one. And they do get a Lotus Orb.
That's really good on Enchantress. I guess really the only thing that's going to kill her is nukes, so Lotus Orb helps that a lot.
The Lotus Orb snowball mechanic is always entertaining.
AUI continuing to push out here. He's still very far away from his Aghanims, but he's had to make a stop for the Ghost Scepter so he doesn't just get one shot by TA in fights. AC is finished up for DC.
Yeah, I really like the way DC are itemizing. Ghost Scepter, a nice cheap item. TA, yeah, could buy a Diffusal, but generally it's just not an item you go for. And nobody else is looking to pick one up right now.
So what's the best chance now for Unknown to try to get this game tilting back in their favor? I think you just try to execute some pickoffs with the Storm and the TA. I mean, with the Blink and Long Range Zap, you should be able to pick someone off pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, you try to get a pick, use Doom and Storm, and then on the back of that, you go for that lane of Rex. They are moving out in the mid lane. TA will slaughter the creep wave. Yeah, I think just wait for next Roche. Can ninja it super quickly. Try not to get ganked in the meanwhile, and then you go find that pick and you take lane of Rex.
They're gonna execute onto Z-Talk. This is a huge smoke for just this kill though. No! Easily gone, but they committed 4 heroes to that.
Still a nice pick off again. DC starting to find their footing here in game number 3.
Yeah, it feels like the game is kind of getting more back to the tempo that DC are looking for, but it might be too little too late. We'll find out soon.
We haven't seen Doom in his prime yet. You give this guy the refresher and he gets off 2 decent refreshers, the game's two separate Dooms on different targets, and the game gets a lot more tricky.
Yeah, I mean, if he actually does get a refresher and he just dooms the Alk and the TA, I don't really see how DC could possibly win a fight. Or sorry, Alk and Enchantress. Or Alk and Razor, even. The thing is, the reason that dooming the Enchantress makes sense is just because they don't have a lot of other ways to kill her. And, you know, obviously the passive gets stable, they'll be able to bring it down easily, but you can definitely also see an argument for dooming Razor. But I think Alk, you pretty much have to do it. Quick pause, Buryu has
Can DC complete transformation, Greg? Can they bounce back here?
It would be a very frustrating time to do it, as I'm sure they would have rather have won their major game, but
yeah, you win this match, you're thinking, man,
like,
why don't we play like that
fine,
in the major?
Yeah, why didn't we do that? Or 2 days ago, or whatever it was.
That's the worst part. It's so fresh in their memory, but they'll take what they can get here as DC move forward. Remember, we do have an Axe on the Razor. Everyone's gonna respond.
Kill buildings very quickly, but I'm a little afraid that DC overextends here. And
you're against Storm TA. This is super risky.
This is traditionally what the DC of 2 days ago would never have even vaguely considered making this high ground play.
They're gonna go for it. Lotus Orb up on TC. Level Death gets cast, and he scurries back. But they're still engaging now. Storm ready to jump in at any moment. DC, pretty sure Unknown is not going to let them have the ranks for free. They march in again. Chemical Rage up in 15 seconds. Randrax's about to fall. And they are engaging now. Storm falling his way forward. The snowball goes through into the back lines. The TA engages. He's got a stealth stun, and that sets up the TA for a lot of damage with the Chain Frost bouncing. They doom Yawar. TC barely durable. Storm with the big backline jump. Actually balling past the enemy team. TA's BKB is worn off. They've only gotten the Razor kill so far, and they're going to lose Hoshimiki. That's 2 heroes down. They might lose a third.
I think DC won.
DC.
Dyer's middle barracks have
Pick off. Storm trying to cut the wave, but the damage may have already been done. Now the TA forced back. They get aggressive here. Ryo getting chunked down by the impetus damage. At the same time, TA also being forced back. Will survive, and Storm falls in, killing off the catapult. But Too little, too late. The hero
Radiant's
creep
top barracks are under attack.
does its work.
They did indeed win the fight.
So a full lane of Rex, just arranged
Radiant's
overall.
top barracks are under attack.
Advantage DC.
I'm pretty surprised that they actually were able to win that fight. I guess, honestly, a lot of it comes down to that Lotus Orb. I mean, you Lotus Orb Alk, and he can just walk up the hill. There's not that much they can really do to him.
I really don't think Razor is the Doom target.
No, I don't think so either. I think you need
Enchantress.
Enchantress.
Honestly, even AA could be really good if you get him before the Ice Blast comes out.
Yeah. I mean, because if you Doom Razor, because you assume when he walks up the high ground like that, he's already gonna have used his ult, so you might as well Doom someone else. I mean, he's good, but the other thing is that TA can kill the Razor without much of a problem. Where, you know, the Alk is healing a shitload and has a stun, and the Enchantress can't really die to the TA right now unless they have a couple hits. So I agree with you.
Glad to hear it, Greg.
Harmony. Harmony and decisions. Both in harmony that we should flame Rob.
Rob's awake now.
He's back on point.
We'll take that.
Butterfly is now online for a tune, so despite being down a late of Rex, his farm progresses. Still slipping behind the Alk now, though. 28k. Has he fed an eggs to anyone yet?
I don't think so.
No. Who do you go for first here?
AA.
AUI is pretty close to his
Although,
own.
yeah, he almost has his, so I guess... I don't know, no, I mean, I guess everyone else already has his. Has theirs? Does Bulba have one?
Oh, they've seen heroes and they're gonna jump in. They doom Yawar again. Well, this time he did not pop the ultimate, so at the very least he's gonna be a low factor in this fight. Bulba getting chased out. They finish off the Razor, looking for AUI as well. Better initiation for Unknown, and now they start cleaning up. 3 dead. A buyback on the Razor. What can he do? What can he offer? TC, his own devices, focusing the sigil, but they're gonna turn and re-engage. Beautiful shard catch. Then the Walrus punch comes through. TC gets chunked down for 80 seconds. Unknown. Do they go Roche?
And these scrappy fights on the terms of Unknown are just so bad for DC. Now they're gonna lose Roche too. And what became a game that was looking pretty good for DC now looks like Unknown are one push away from taking it.
That was a very costly buyback now. Yawar's item progression really still halted, and one more death on him, and that may actually cost them.
I mean, they're probably just going to push down middle here. They can pressure top a little bit as well, but top is so pushed out that they don't even want to go back and get it. Their creeps will naturally push it out, but...
Well, Unknown will take the tier 2. Not sure they go high ground, though. Everybody respawning soon. They don't have the whole team here. The Choff on playing defense.
I think you just get the tower and then maybe go hide in the woods and try to get a pick or something. Hide in Ancients or something like that. Or just kill the Ancients. That's a good thing to do too.
Did somebody lose a gem on this Radiant side? I'm not sure who this is. No, it is Detox.
Continuing forward here. If this game continues taking, you know, I mean, if this game goes late enough, there's definitely a chance that DC will farm their way back into this. And we saw that if they get a good fight on their terms with their setup, they can win the fight as well. But now Storm does have a Hex. Help quite a bit.
This will give them some added control over the Enchantress, who last fight was totally shut down. Yeah, BKB jumped on the Enchantress, just hit her once with Meld and an auto tech, and Bulba had to run. He wasn't able to tank through it, so then the rest of the team got isolated.
Glimmercate for the Tusk.
Already has the Solar Crest as well. No MKBs up yet on DC side, and Alk becoming a little slot limited now. Can get rid of the Treads, has room for one more item. Normally it's the Abyssal here. Then he's pretty much done for himself.
I think that there's definitely a point where you sell the Radiance and the Manta, and once you build up like a huge bank, and you buy like a Blink and
maybe MKB for the Solar Crest.
MKB could be fine too.
He also kind of
probably reasonable.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Radiance is not that good compared to the items you could get. You just need it to get the farm, you know. So eventually he'll probably sell that. If the game
it does help them push out the lanes a bit, but if it comes to pure raw combat, yeah, that's where maybe he doesn't sell these items, but he just stashes them for the fight.
That's fine too. But
that's all down the road.
Only a couple thousand up on the TA. It really shows you how farm this TA is. He always seems to get this farm too. Every game I've watched, he's like, he bought like a moon shard that one game. It's like, how the hell did he get enough money for a moon shard?
Speaking of which, he can buy one right now if he wants.
I mean,
Little risky.
what do you get rid of? You sell the bots, I guess, or you sell your treads, get bots, and then just consume a moon shard.
I think so. Late game. Maybe you replace the Dessa with a dataless. Don't also bear in mind that he has the alpha bar.
Yeah. A lot of damage, 30%. Smoking up.
Ah, my man Lich.
Blood has his own Aghanims. An Aghanim, some ancients. This is not the right.
Uh-oh, TC, this is the big catch, and he's completely caught out. Doom and Snowball on insta-gib. Has the buyback, may need to use it immediately, because they're diving. They're hunting for Bulba. That big crit comes through. Not enough to finish off Bulba, but enough to force him back, and now the Chain Frost bounces to the creep, and back to Bulba, and back again! Boom, boom, bang, bang! Down he goes, and now you are next. It looks like Trap dropping.
Don't think he's
No
TP,
TP, no escape. Mid lane is pushing. They get this first lane of rack.
Gonna push through top and get another lane.
He can go home, push out mid, and get a BOTs.
I'll bot back. No. They just want to push it out, but I mean,
So I think TA clears this wave and then buys BOTs.
just goes back.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
I like that play. Now Z-Talk will get caught by a stun, but Storm jumps forward. He's the Aegis carrier, still Hex online as well. And TC engages, starts welcoming into the slap chop, has the Aegis of it, or life available. Lotus Orb was
here.
there, and they get off the Hex. TA working on the objectives, Unknown. No, he doesn't actually finish the Rex. He starts getting chain stun, forced back a bit. With a Chain Frost lobbed out once more, though, and it doesn't bounce that much. They got the Rex, now they just want to get the hell out. And it looks like they will.
Time to evacuate.
Under attack.
Oh, they got what they came for. They forced out the Alk buyback. Enchantress also having a buyback. They still get objectives.
3,500 gold. It just seems like every time you look at this TA, he's close to getting another item. It's insane.
It's like normally the Alk is that hero, but he's only even with TA.
Quick pause. Probably for, if I had to guess, ping or internet-related issues. But Alchemist is going for the Abyssal next, so pretty standard for his 6th item. If he does adjust some slots after that, we'll just have to see. But he's going to keep these for a while, I think, to build up the bank. What do you think's going to win?
I think Unknown.
I think it's just too easy to lose to the TA. Like, you make one mistake or you take one fight that's not quite right, and then
The whole draft, really. Doom, Storm, and TA. These are heroes that just punish overextension so incredibly hard, and they've got way more burst than DC. I think DC are at their best when you push into them, where they get the acid spray drop, they can chuck out an ice blast and kind of fight on their own terms. But to me, if it's one of these chaotic fights outside the base, Unknown should win those the vast majority of the time. And it also helps that they're the team with the gem and the storm, so they have the better vision, the better map control, and, well, what do you know, Greg? They're also leading by a crap load of gold. Up 17,000
There
gold.
was a mint there where it looked
22,000.
Ended quickly.
Man, look at this graph. That is ridiculous. That was like 33 minutes.
Yeah, it was not very long. I mean, they got that string of kills when they pushed high ground. And
I think this is missing quite a few, but
yeah, that does not look quite right.
I don't know how that thing works, but half the time I see like a bunch of kills missing. Just Volvo things.
Just reborn things.
Well, it's been there since
It's been broken. That's probably
first one.
I guess I don't really pay attention to those dots that much, but it could have been broken for a while.
So yeah, TA Mood Shard's next, then I guess you decide if you want to replace an item.
Oh, farms. God. Double damage rune.
Oh, hey. Rune of Many Winds.
I see a line being drawn. Is it pick up the double damage and end the game?
Ideal scenario is the rest of the team gets the lane pushed in, and then TA
Then
joins
TA
you
gets
with
it.
the DD runes, so she doesn't waste her time running to the bottom lane.
As the boss, so can definitely make that play happen.
Oh boy.
God. I actually completely forgot about the Doom.
Doom has really not been a big factor in this game, but he's going to be moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to be if you Doom 2 people, like...
Even if it's just 2 supports. Or
Yeah,
like a
it doesn't
Razor.
really matter who it is, but you're basically just taking 2 heroes out of the game, and it certainly makes things more difficult.
Alright. Shoving in the bottom lane now with the DD rune mid lane pushing, but still at the river. Unknown have the potential to try and force the issue. And they want to. Leaping in again. Tune. Feeling it. Confident. Ready to strut up.
I think he's going to see how this next fight goes and then decide what his next item will be. But now he has the double damage rune. It's time to just... Oh my god. That's dirty. It's actually dirty.
Damage.
He's going to blink away from the Ice Blast, actually. Still gets the debuff.
Getting for about 600 damage a pop until the DD wears off. Still very healthy around 400. And yeah, just a casual double doom. Bulba, get back in the well. Yeah, TC, you too. We're just gonna take your bait. Now they spin
Game's
on
over,
mid.
boys. Double doomed. You don't do anything. See you later.
Look at this
Thanks for playing.
nonsense. They still have almost half the doom duration down, but they're gonna try to fight it out.
They're gonna come back and
at least a
stop-
little bit.
stop.
Atune has the BKB available, not yet popping. He's gonna get frozen. How to play, so insta buyback. This could be a very bad fight if they're not careful. Storm caught out, has the cheese, needs to pop it. TA's bought back. TA's gonna die again. Is this a throw? Atune might be the throw.
God.
Dead for 2 minutes. That is a major mistake. That is maybe a game-losing mistake.
That feels like a game-losing mistake. They do have 3 buybacks on the other 3
They have
heroes.
4 buybacks.
Yeah, the 3 dead heroes.
That's
have it,
super
but-
cocky. There is. I wouldn't say there's like. I wouldn't say you never buy back there, but there's no rush to buy back
Yeah,
there.
but at that point you have 2 lanes of racks, like the rush.
Oh, okay. Say goodbye to your creep wave. You're not pushing. That's one way to do it. Still good decision making overall by the team, even when the TA gets a little cocky. Down an observer. Also, they lost the gem in that fight.
They're just trying to throne it.
And yeah, DC are going to go for it. Doom may need to buy back now. Remember, he's not going to have any Dooms for a bit. 1 Doom in 16. Storm engaging onto Buryu. Jumping deeper. Has to be careful of TC's lockdown, though. DC, march in again.
Now we're really going to see how much control do they have for the Storm. Creeps are in the base.
They step up and look to engage. Storm not going to have to walk back, and they've already taken down 1 tier 4, looking for additional. The Glyph gets pop, but Ryo gets focused. He may die, gets the Doom off on the Razor, and now the Chain Frost bounces here. They're back to him again. The secret carry Lich emerges. They take down 1, looking for additional. TC, still the Slapshot Master. He's been bashed once. He's held in place by Cold Beat. He just manages the ball out in the nick of time. Away, and maybe gets Buryu too. A couple more auto techs, finishing off the Spearbreaker mid-charge. The team hanging on. Who needs the Templar Assassin? But they keep on going. Snowball there with a Lotus Orb online. Onto Z-Talk. TC jams it in with the stun. And now Lich. 27 seconds till the ultimate. That's a dieback on the tusk. This might be a throw by Unknown.
Yeah,
This
feeling
might be over, Greg. I think
7 seconds.
they actually just got too cocky, and they have been punished. Rolling in. Kataro tries to hang on. Not 100% over, but TC looks to end it right now. TA needs to clean this one up, but with the Abyssal Blade, has to be careful. There's no MKB here. TC does it, slapping down the throne. Unknown. Throw this game away and feed it to DC on what can only be described as a silver platter.
Yeah, that was just a throw of pretty epic proportions. The only thing they had to do was keep the TA.
They could have just backed after 2 lanes of
they
racks
got
as well.
2 lanes of racks. Like, you're up a lane of racks, just relax. But instead, he buys back. BOT's into the fight.
Probably a good time to have one of these games before the major.
Yeah, maybe
You
they
know?
learn their lesson.
This is where like maybe you have a little like team powwow and
like,
say,
"All right, guys."
okay, let's take it easy.